So the purpose of this little video is to show you how to plan your own schedule so you don't need to depend on me as much. And I'm going to show you how to do this using two things. One is going to be our biology curriculum requirements form. That's this sheet over here that you see on the left-hand side. It says biology. Some might have a slightly different one if you're doing pre-med or something like that, but generally they all kind of look the same. And over here on the right-hand side, we see a Google window. The first thing I'm going to Google is Marymount course catalog. This is always how I get to it, and it's usually going to be the first link that pops up. So I'm going to click on that link, and that'll take me to a Marymount page that looks like this. And I'm going to go to the course catalog for the year that I started at Marymount. We'll do it for freshmen this year, which would be 2014-2015. So I'm in my catalog now, and there's tons of information here. You can read through this, but for schedule planning purposes, the big one we're going to need are going to be potentially these course descriptions so you know what you're going to take, and the big one, university requirements and the liberal arts core. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and that'll take me to this page that has the core requirements, the liberal arts core requirements. And I'm going to go ahead and click there and get to their classes that meet the core requirements that we have to meet. I can come over to this left-hand side, this biology curriculum sheet, and this shows us all the core requirements that we have to meet. We'll have your name, student number, and phone number will be filled in here. We have various intro basic classes that some people might need to take occasionally to brush up on maybe reading, writing, or algebra. And then we get to this left-hand side of that sheet, the liberal arts core. These are the requirements that every student has to take, and you should be able to plan these yourself. So the first thing every freshman has to take is Discover 101. Every transfer student has to take Discover 201. So you will take one of these two courses. It's to get you used to life at Marymount and how things work here. Then we get to our next core requirements. We have English 101. This is Composition 1, English 102, Composition 2. These are also non-negotiable. Everybody at some point will have to take these two classes. Now we get down to where there's some choices. In the humanities, you will have to take some kind of introductory English class and some kind of introductory history class. To figure out if a class meets this humanities introductory requirement, I can come over to my course catalog and I can look at my liberal arts core requirements, and I see that something that's an introductory history has a designation of HI1 and will be one of these 4 courses. So you'll have to take one of these 4 courses for your intro history class. You'll also need to take an introductory English class. Here in the course catalog, we call it an introductory literature, an LT1. And you have your choice of any one of these English courses, as long as it's being offered at a time that you want to take it. So that would fulfill your introductory English and history requirements. And as we move on, we see there's now also a fine art or an advanced English or an advanced history, 2 out of the 3. So you have to take 2 of the 3 options here. I could take a fine arts or an advanced English. I could take a fine art and an advanced history, or I could take an advanced English and an advanced history. Any combination of 2 of these. To find out which courses fulfill these requirements, I can look, and it's very nicely labeled in our course catalog: Fine Arts, Advanced History with the prerequisite, Advanced Literature with the prerequisite. Any one of these courses will fulfill one of those requirements. And all you need to do is pick 2 courses in 2 different fields. So I can't pick 2 English classes. I can't pick 2 of these highlighted classes. It has to be one of these and either one of these fine arts or maybe one of these histories. Okay? So we're walking through and getting our requirements out of the way. For the math and sciences, this is a little bit unique for biology. You get your requirement by taking a math course that we require for our major. This is either going to be Math 181, which is calculus, or Math 171 and 172, which takes calculus and breaks it up into 2 semesters. So that would be the other option for your math classes. And this will fulfill your math requirement for Marymount. Then we move on and we see there's an introductory social science. Again, I'm over here on the curriculum sheet on the left-hand side. And to figure out what classes those are, I'll need two disciplines between eco, pol, soc, or psych. So these are going to be economics, politics, sociology, or psychology. If I come over here, I could skip past this natural science designation, this NS requirement, because you're going to be a bio major and you're going to get plenty of natural science courses. So I go straight down to this Introductory Social Science, or SS1 designation. Okay, and these intro courses are the intro courses that will fulfill your SS1. Any two of these, you need two different topics. So I can take an economics class and I can take a politics class. I can take a psychology class and a sociology class. Any combination of two of these subjects for these intro classes will fulfill these two intro social science requirements. And once you get that done, you have to pick one of those two subjects and you have to do an advanced version of it. This is going to be under the Advanced Social Sciences in the course catalog, and it's going to have an SS2 designation. So let's say I really liked Psychology 101. I would come along and I would look at these advanced psychology classes, and I would take one of these. The tricky part here is the intro courses that you take up here might not be the necessary prereq for an advanced class that you'd want to take. So I can click on, let's say, cultural psychology. It'll bring up this description. The prerequisite is Psych 101 or Psych 110. If I look up here at my intro classes, either one of those will fulfill that prereq. So when you're looking at these advanced classes, you need to make sure that your intro class met the prerequisite requirement. Okay, we can try another one. We can try Sociology 350, Social Justice. And I see my description here. My prerequisite is Sociology 131, Sociology 200, or Sociology 203. So I need to have one of those as my intro sociology class. I could do Sociology 131. I could do Sociology 200, which we don't see listed up here in the core. And I could do Sociology 203. So if, say, I took Sociology 204 or 261, neither of those are a prereq for social justice, so I could not take social justice as my advanced social science. Hopefully that makes sense. You have to make sure you have the prereq for the advanced course that you want to take. As we move further down to the core, we see Intro to Philosophy. Intro to Philosophy, this is Philosophy 200. Nice and easy. Everybody takes this philosophy class. There's no question about that one. And then we also have this TRS 100 requirement. TRS 100 is an intro theology class. There's only one way to fulfill that requirement. Everybody takes that one class. And now here is where it gets a little tricky, a little bit confusing. For your advanced philosophy and TRS classes, everybody needs one advanced philosophy and one advanced religious studies class. And the advanced classes you take depends on what you actually choose. So let's say, for example, that I've decided that I'm going to take Philosophy 309. That is the ethical theory class. I can look at my course catalog and it tells me that this course is to be chosen by students who have taken or will take an advanced theology or religious studies course, a TRS2 class. So if I take Philosophy 309, this fulfills a moral principles requirement and means that I can take any one of these TRS 200, TRS2 classes for my advanced theology. Okay, so if you take Philosophy 309, you can take any one of these highlighted TRS2 designation classes. Okay, let's say for argument that I decide not to take Philosophy 309. If I don't take Philosophy 309, that means I'm taking one of these other philosophy courses. And it tells us that one course from the following is required, an advanced philosophy. And if I take one of these courses, then I can't take any of these TRS2 level classes. If I take one of these highlighted philosophy courses, then I have to take a theological ethics course, which would be one of these three down here. Okay? So these advanced philosophy classes, those intermingle and mix with these TRS, these theological ethics courses. And this philosophical ethics course, it mixes and plays well with these advanced theology, religious studies courses. And then once we get through there, that's pretty much the core. And what we're going to do, we're going to try to figure out how core classes intermingle with university requirements when you come for your advising, and I'll help you pick out your various science classes as well. With the science classes, it's pretty structured and you don't have much leeway for when to take certain classes. A lot of the classes are necessary to unlock these upper level ones. So everybody their first year typically will take Bio 151 and 152. Second year, you'll take Bio 260, Bio 262, maybe writing for science, and usually Chemistry 1 and Chemistry 2. And then you get into your upper level classes. Once you've finished these first 4 intro bio classes, that kind of unlocks these bottom ones, these cellular biology and advanced lab methods. And then you get things like endocrinology, botany, parasitology, and you'll have some choices about which of these specific major classes to take. And I'll help you out with that. But pretty much you should be able to use this video to plan out your liberal arts core, all these highlighted classes on the left-hand side, using this course catalog that I conveniently got to through Google. If you have any questions, you can always reach me. You can always get in touch with me through Gmail. My email is going to be ebubar@marymount.edu. Feel free to sign up for advising times, and I'm happy to help you plan your schedules.